Hey everyone, it's Justin Michael, and I'm going to show you some playing card decks today, actually. It's a little different. I don't really talk too much about playing card decks. I do have some, and I have some Cardamancy playing card decks as well, which I will show you briefly. It's going to be a quick video. I'm going to show you this new line, actually, that I came across. So I happened to see this Fae, the Bicycle Fae deck on Amazon, and I ordered it. And I was on the Hermit's Cave talking to a friend of mine in the group, and he was also buying the decks, and he bought the Mythical Creatures. And you know, I didn't like the Mythical Creatures one that I saw because it was jet black, but he informed me that there were full color versions on the gentsupplyco.com website, which is a phenomenal kind of website. It's like all, it's like a man cave. They have it's basically like a metro kind of modern stylish kind of man site, and that's the kind of website you just can look at for hours, because they have a bunch of cool stuff on there. These are printed by Bicycle, obviously. I think Gent Supply Co. is the distributor, or at least one of the distributors, because they are available on Amazon as well. So, not really sure to the extent of their involvement in this specific line, but really nice, I got to tell you. So, I'm going to show you the first deck that I purchased. And it's not going to be like a full walkthrough. I'm just going to kind of do it. It's a little different. I'm not used to showing playing cards, so. This is sort of green. I don't know if you can see it in this light, but it's like almost greenish blue. Green, blue, brown. Backs are really, really sharp. And they feel really nice. They shuffle really well. I mean, they just feel great. So let me show you. So the creatures on this deck. So you have the spades are actually Greek, and the hearts are Chinese, Japanese. So Asian. You have Egyptian with the diamonds, and then the clubs are Norse. So they all have like sort of those respective symbols embedded in the suit symbols. So, the pips obviously we're going to look at first. So we have a couple of kings here. Let's see. So the king of diamonds is the Andro Sphinx. And the king of spades is Typhon, king of monsters. And that is Greek, it's Typhon. And this is obviously Egyptian. They're just really, really pretty cards, These would be great for, anybody interested in playing cards, whether it be for divination or for anything else. So here we have a king, jack, and ace. Let's see who these creatures are. Oh, put it up here. So we have the king of clubs is Fenrir, the wolf. He's a Norse wolf. And then we have the jack of clubs, which is also Norse, is Jontar, or Jotnar, giant troll. And the ace of diamonds is Serpapard. It's kind of cool, it's like, it'll help you learn some of these mythological stories and creatures, pretty fun. So let's see who these are. Let's see, we got the queen, the two jacks, do it in threes. So the jack of spades, so remember spades is Greek, so the jack is the Minotaur, and we have the jack of diamonds, which is the griffin. I'm not sure what that is, but it's Egyptian. So you have Greek, Egyptian, and then the clubs is Norse, and that would be the Jormungandr. I don't know. It's Midgard serpent. So mythological creature. I have to look that one up. I don't know if I have any more face cards in here. Yep, got the queen. I'm not going to do this for every deck. I just give you kind of an idea. So we got 3 queens. So the Queen of Hearts is Curran, or Keelan. So that's an Asian motif. And the Queen of Spades is Medusa. Of course, we know her. And the Queen of Diamonds is Amit, Devourer of the Dead. Really, really, really pretty deck. And then you have a couple of jokers in here also. One double-sided card, which is really cool. I'll totally use this deck for divination. And, you know, it's almost like an oracle in a sense. You know, you have to know the characters and everything. So we have the King of Hearts is the dragon. And the Ace of Clubs is Fafnir, also a dragon. So we've got two dragons. We've got a Norse dragon, and then we have the Chinese dragon. Really, really pretty deck. So this is the original full color. They also have one in jet black you might like if you check it out. I happen to like the full color. I like full color illustrations more. The jet black one just seemed a little boring to me. And so this is the second. This is Mythical Creatures 2. And it's more of a royal blue box. And so I'm going to open this up. Have an unboxing. I always hate having to break the seal, but you know what? I buy these decks to use them anyway, so they just look so pretty when they're packaged. It's part of the charm. It's like part of the reason people buy them, probably. Okay, so we have two jokers. Looks like a samurai. This is actually a little different, these jokers. So I don't know if it has anything about the jokers on this card. No, it doesn't. And then you have it double-sided with the blue back. So I showed you this. It's like a double-sided blue and gold. So you have samurai warriors as the joker. And let's see, Ace of Spades is going to be Hippogriff. That's Greek. Not really familiar with him, but let's find some of the court cards. Slightly different design with the suit, so it's a different deck altogether, you know. Just going to take out the court cards here. And the ace. So let's see who these guys are. Oh yeah, they're different. They're different characters. Okay, so let's take a look here. We have so the spades is going to be Greek again. Japanese would be the hearts. Near Eastern will be diamonds, and Celtic. So yeah, it's a totally different deck. Mythical Creatures 2. 6 this time. Let's go through them. So the Ace of Hearts is Baku, which is Japanese, and then you have the King of Hearts. There is Ani, and the Queen is Kitsune. And we have the Queen of Clubs, which is Celtic. Instead of Norse, this time it's Celtic. And that's a Banshee. So that's really cool. And we have Jack of Clubs is Dullahan, and the Jack of Hearts is New, N-U-E, which is also Japanese. So, you know, I'm not going to go through all of them, obviously, but I'm just going to show you the different ones here. So that's the King of Clubs. Jeez, I have to look at this one. It's Celtic and Cernunnos. Very cool. Really, really pretty deck. Yeah, so that's the other bicycle. Now I'm going to show you the Fey one. like I said, the card quality is really nice kind of playing card. We'll shuffle like a dream. So these are good for, you know, poker, you know, Texas Hold'em, whatever you want to play, and also Cardamancy, which is what I will be using these decks for. Here is the Fae one, which is what I bought this one because this was the first I bought because I was interested in, you know, Celtic mythology. I can open the damn thing, be good. Gee. There it is. I'm trying to just cut the seal. I should have just used the knife. All right. Same kind of card quality. These are the backs. Very Celtic looking. You got the Jokers, and this is called the Fae deck. So of course you have the Celtic knot for the spade. Alright, so let's see some of these face cards here. The aces do not have images on them like the other deck. But, you know, you don't really, you know, because it's a single theme, it's not multicultural, so it's all just Celtic, or fairies, really. Hope you can see that well. And so, let me see if there is a guide to it. Hopefully there is. Yeah, so the king of diamonds is Oberon. And then you have the queen of diamonds is Titiana. And the jack of diamonds is Puck Robin Goodfellow. Don't know him. But these are, I guess, well-known fairies in Celtic mythology. I know the Banshee. And then we have the spades. King of spades is, let's see, Earl King. I cannot see that. Earl King, yeah. And the queen of spades is Mob, and the jack is Gwyn ap Nudd. So these are all things I will obviously have to learn. Let me just show you the rest of these images. That's a really pretty one. That one is Pixie. It's definitely a leprechaun. Yeah. So you got, you know, all this cool Celtic art all throughout the suits. I like that one. That's really nice, and it's right up my alley because I've always sought out, you know, things with a Celtic theme. So while we're on the Celtic, I'm going to show you another Celtic deck I have. This is basically Irish mythology. It's an Irish deck. So these are very much Pip-ish. The only thing is the card quality is just not nearly as good as the Bicycle. You know what I mean? And it's very noticeable, but you know, they're not bad, especially when used for divination. So these are some of the pips. Here's the ace. So you have swords. So this is a really cool divination deck as well. Not as fancy as Bicycle, but Fionn McCoomhill, Oregon, Norda Architlam. I don't know any of these people. We have some cups. So you have the suit of cups. It's very tarot, you know. Sort of why I liked it. And obviously being into pips lately, I was very much into it. Roy McDerry. Don't know any of these people. Here's a Banshee. Brian Boru. These are all Irish mythological. So this would be the suit. This is a suit of, I guess, helmets. I don't know which would correspond with which. Then you have a suit of harps. Love that. Really cool. Washer at the Ford. Concho Bard McNessa. Here's a couple of leprechauns. So that is Celtic. I actually ordered this deck from Ireland. This it was pretty inexpensive, so that was available on eBay. I forget who I got that from, which company. It does have a little guide here as well. You know, like I said, the card quality is not as good as the bicycle. That bicycle quality is just phenomenal. You know, the cards slide so well, they shuffle really nice, they feel great. So for divination, that'd be great. This would just be something to like practice pip work with. Here is another card deck I have, which is French. So this is it's called. Let's see how I can massacre this title. Jeu de la Pucelle. 15 cycle. That would be actually cans cycle. I don't know. I had 2 years of French. I never really loved French. I was always into Spanish. So this is, you know, European style kind of deck. The Roi, the Valet, and the Dame. So you have, you know, King, Queen, and the Valet, which would be like the Page or whatever. Like Messenger. You can tell these were copied from, like, in other words, this is an ancient kind of old-fashioned deck that was just sort of copied onto another, you know, background. But the artwork is really cute. You know, I really like it a lot. So that's why I got that. Here's some of the pips. Show you some more of the quartz. I mean, they're very hand-drawn. I like the old-fashioned playing card decks. I really do. Here's some more court cards. Very French looking, almost Tarot de Marseille-ish, you know. Card quality is like okay. It's not bicycle quality. It doesn't have. This is pretty good quality. Don't get me wrong. It's like, you know, it's playing card stock, but it's not linen, and that bicycle quality is just, it's hard to beat. And so let's see, another playing card deck I just got. I showed you the one I had. Did I show you this one that I had previously? I don't know if I... Yeah, I showed this on another video, but this is, I don't think I showed it in this video yet. But this is an old-fashioned kind of 17th century playing card replica, which I thought for divination would be really cool, you know, and I showed this in another video, but for divination, I thought they were just, they feel nice, they're very paper quality, you know, and the price was unbeatable, but, you know, so old-fashioned playing cards. And so in that realm, I picked up a German one. So this is American, colonial American. So this one that I just got, I didn't even open yet. They come in a package just like this, actually. And so this is the McGregor Historic 16th Century German cards. So it's 16th century. Very similar kind of card quality as the other deck, but also a little different. I've seen tarot decks, French tarot decks with the same kind of card quality. They just have plain white backs. They don't have a fancy back. But this is artwork from an artist, McGregor. Let's see, dating to 1588. This 52 card deck is based on one of the most significant works of John Amann, was his name actually. One of the more prolific artists of the German Renaissance. German printers experimented with a wide range of suit symbols. This deck uses books, jars, printers, ink pads, and cups. As was common on German cards, there are no jacks and queens, but rather the German equivalents of an Unter, which is an under. That's with the suit sign at the bottom of the card, and then an Ober, which is the suit sign near the top of the card. And then the kings are all on horseback, and there are female figures for 10 of each suit. Wait, kings are all on horseback, and there are female figures for the 10 of each. Okay, so I guess the 10 of each suit, like the 10 card, in other words. Yeah, so here's the 10. Here's the 10 now. These are also very pippish, you know. I thought these would be brilliant for cartomancy. Just kind of doing it quickly. Sorry, I have a lot to show you. So what was that first suit? That was like cups, I believe they said. And these are books. They're fully illustrated almost, the pips, you know. They're very similar to what you would see like with the Dame Fortune's Wheel Tarot or the Old English Tarot. You know, they have like the pips images up top, and then they have like a little scene at the bottom. Actually very much like what I've seen on Dame Fortune's Wheel and the Old English. Such a nice deck. Card quality's not bad. I mean, it has a nice snap to it. It's just not fancy, and it doesn't have any backs. You could obviously alter these as well. You know, I thought about doing that. I thought about maybe running, you know, putting a color back and maybe running them through a roll laminate or something like that. But I just don't know. I'm not in a hurry to do that. Maybe one day I'll get bored and do it. Very cool. Let me just see that again. So this deck uses books, jars, printers, ink pads, and cups. So, you know, I don't know how you would break that up elementally, but I'm sure it'd be easy. So let's see. So while we're on German, I have a Bavarian tarot deck. I've probably showed this on my channel before, but this is one of my you know, German decks, and this is what a traditional German playing card looked like. They're called tarot decks. Schafkopf. I'm not going to show you all these, but they have bells, acorns, hearts, and I believe leaves. Really cool deck. Like that one also. And let's see, do I have anything else to show you? This is another bicycle deck. And this is just Civil War generals. And it's got like it's the American Civil War. I liked it. And I do actually use this for cartomancy as well because of the figures on it. It's almost like an oracle. Lincoln, Sherman, Stonewall Jackson. Very cool. Harriet Tubman, Beauregard. There's Ulysses S. Grant. The bicycle cards, like I said, they're just so nice. There's Jefferson Davis. You know, I like these bicycle decks. I actually just, like I think I told you, but I just ordered the Star Wars one. I ordered the blue one, and I will eventually get the red one. Let's see, what shall we end with? I will show you this one. I know Simon from the Herman's Cave, when he was talking about playing cards, he showed this. And actually, there's a funny story behind this because, well, I actually got this deck. He must have backed it on Kickstarter or something, because I was watching a walkthrough in his apartment one time, and he'd never even mentioned this, but it was sitting in the back, and I was like, playing card, and I saw Cartomancer, poker deck, and the eye, and I was like, that looks so cool. So I ended up looking it up, and I ended up buying it, and it came with some signed. It's actually autographed, but I also have some additionals too somewhere in a box, my box. But this one is signed by him. It's very cool, you know, and this actually has that really nice bicycle linen finish. Alan Benet is his name, and it's cartomancercards.com. And I'll just show you briefly. But this is a Cartomancer deck. You know, this is definitely an Oracle. I know many of you already probably seen this, but very, very creative deck. I don't read with it that often. I really need to. I need to use this more. And they have like keywords, you know what I mean? So I'm not going to show you all of them, but really cool, you know. So that's my playing cards. I have a lot more. I have, you know, various decks that I've collected over the years, like this one, One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest deck. It has all the characters from the movie. It's one of my favorite movies, and I forget where. Actually, this was gifted to me by somebody. They know I like the movie, and they all have R.P. McMurphy. I don't know if you've ever seen this movie. If you didn't, it's really good. Big suits, but it has all the core cards have characters from the movie. Chief, Billy Bibbits, Charlie Cheswick. That's, you know, what was his name in the movie? McMurphy. Martini. You know, I've always had a thing for cards my whole life, basically. But anyway, here's some playing card decks for you. This video's been long enough. I'm not going to show you anymore. But I do appreciate you guys tuning in. Hope you guys enjoyed that. And if you're curious about any of these decks, you know, just let me know. Hit me up if you have any questions and need to know where to get them. I will leave the links below for the Gen Supply Company. And this one, I don't remember where I got this French deck from. I think it might have been eBay. But anyway, thanks for tuning in, guys, and hope you enjoy your day. Bye-bye.